Our next conversation would see us have a virtual guest joining. His name is Femi Dodo, the Provost, Nigerian Bar Association, Ikeja Branch, who joins us from Lagos this morning. Hello, Mr. Femi. Good morning and welcome to the program.
Yeah, good morning.
Well, we intend to discuss Nigeria's legal future. Every year Nigeria calls thousands of young lawyers to the bar with ceremonies celebrated nationwide. But beyond the fanfare lies the critical question: does this influx of lawyers reflect a strengthening of Nigeria's justice system or exposes its weaknesses? Our discussion is intended to spotlight whether the growth in numbers translates to efficiency, access to justice, professionalism, and the integrity in the system. It's on that note that I welcome you and would like to get your personal perspective on the growing trend.
Okay. The strength of the justice system is not about the young lawyers, because um, the real challenge that the justice system is facing is not caused by young lawyers. So the strength of the justice system cannot be that burden cannot be placed on younger ones and young lawyers. The young lawyers, when they come into the profession, it is where they meet on ground that they work with. So the challenge we even have is that most of these people coming into the profession, it's more as if we don't even see them, because as I'm talking to you, there is scarcity of lawyers in Nigeria. That is why you go to court sometimes, you see that about 20 matters listed on the list, on the court list, and you find some of them lawyers being absent. So we still need to do more in terms of bringing young lawyers on board. But the real challenge of the administration of justice itself is not like I said earlier, that burden is not on young lawyers. It's on the quality of the people we appoint to the bench as judges. The strength of the legal profession resides in the masters of the court, and the judges are the masters of the court.
Now, Mr. Femi,
If the justice system is not strong enough, we should interrogate the Chief Justice of Nigeria, the NJC, which is the National Judicial Council, who have been going about to be appointing people who are not qualified to the bench. Let us be straight about it. There is no beating around the bush.
Now,
Look at the recent appointment.
Mr. Femi. Now, when you talk about appointments, there's also the angle of the executive arm of government playing a part in the appointment of the Chief Justice of Nigeria. There also debates on the role that the executive arm plays. By executive arm, I mean president plays in the appointment of the Chief Justice of Nigeria. Now, you're talking about the NJC's role and the fact that those, in your opinion, who have been appointed before now are somewhat unqualified. How do we determine qualification in this instance? What are the benchmarks and yardsticks upon which the NJC should determine its appointments? And do you think that the role that the executive, in terms of the president, plays in the appointment of the Chief Justice also plays a role in this debate?
The NJC is the appointing body. The challenge we are having is that people who put themselves out to become judges are not practitioners. They are people who run away from the fire of litigation, from the rigor of the courtroom litigation. They go and hide in agencies, government agencies. And after they qualify, the qualification is once you are 10 years post-court, you can apply to become a judge. But if we are saying that young lawyers are coming in and that is going to strengthen, whether it's strengthened or not, we should also be interrogating the appointment of the umpires, the people we are appointing as the court masters, which are the judges. Look at this recent list of about 67 judges to be appointed to the federal bench. We don't have 10 that are practitioners, legal practitioners, that are courtroom legal practitioners. It's as if you are bringing a bus driver to drive a train. And because somebody is driving a train, I've been driving a train for 10 years, you don't give him an aeroplane. If you give them an aeroplane, everybody is going to crash. That is just what we are facing. That is why we are talking of strengthening the justice system with young lawyers that we are churning out every year. So the NJC has a role to play. And most of we legal practitioners, a lot of things, what most legal practitioners are saying in silence is that we are tired of these people who don't understand, who have not gone through that rigor of the court system. So if you are bringing young lawyers, who will mentor them? The court system is where they will find themselves. When they find themselves in that system, it is whatever they see that they take as the norm. But in recent times, there has been this scapegoating of young lawyers, as if the problem, the falling standard of the legal profession is the fault of the younger ones coming in year out. I want to call on all young lawyers. Don't believe that. The young lawyers are not the new week are not the problem of the legal profession. And if you want to strengthen the justice system, you cannot put the blame on people who are just coming, on people who are just coming to the profession that don't have an idea of what is going on. It's what they taught them in book that they are coming to practice, that they know. So what they see in practice, what they see, the way they see it plays out, that is what they will emulate. And if the system is in such a way that what they see is a falling standard, they will pick it up from that falling standard. So that is just the challenges that we are facing. And the biggest body is on the NJC to stop appointing people who have not gone through the rigor of courtroom litigation to become judges. Somebody cannot be working in NDIC or in NDGC for 10 years as a legal officer, and you now carry him and make him a judge. You now bring a young lawyer in front of him. So you have a young lawyer, a new who knows not, who is just coming to the profession, and a judge who has not been practicing as a lawyer to understand how things are being done, how practice and procedure, and you now allow them. What will be the outcome? It will be a very poor outcome, and that is where we are having the falling standard of the judiciary today. And if it's happening that people the ordinary citizen, the common citizen of the country, are voting for ignorance, choosing people with no track record over professors of law, over qualified lawyers who put themselves out to contest. It is not, we as the legal profession, we call ourselves learned minds. We should not be towing that path of appointing people who do not merit it.
All right.
One political.
Let me get your view.
Position or something.
Let me get your view ahead of another set of swearing-in ceremonies to mark the commencement of the 2025/2026 legal year. Monday, September 29, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, is set to swear in 57 new senior advocates of Nigeria. The memo was communicated by the Director of Information and Public Relations of the Supreme Court, Dr. Festus Akonde. What do you make about this ceremonial mark of a new calendar year for the legal profession in Nigeria? With these 57 persons, would you consider theirs to be meritorious?
The appointment of the rank of senior advocate is more of a privilege than a right. So we cannot say that we cannot have a fair and frank discussion on the issue of the rank of senior advocate, because it will be relative. So because it's a privilege, it is not a right. You may be qualified, may not be given that rank. So that is the challenge in addressing the issue of senior advocates coming up into the legal profession. The issue of conferment of the rank of senior advocate.
All right, duly noted. We have a little less than. Duly noted. We have a little less than 5 minutes. I have a final question for you, and it's on the future of these new wigs, like you call them, in a world where there are more seasoned legal luminaries with vast experience. What happens to mentorship? What happens to being able to bring them on? And can the Nigerian Bar Association and other institutions play a role in securing the future of these new wigs?
Can you come up again, please?
My question is on the future for these new wigs, like you call them, in terms of the role of mentorship and ethical grooming. What's their future? We see the ceremonies of being called to bar. Can the NBA and other institutions play a role in securing their future and ensuring that they get the best nurturing?
Well, the challenge being a new wig is that when you come into the profession, you meet a lot of things that you were not privileged to be taught while in the law school. So that is one of the biggest challenges. And young new wig need more of mentorship and encouragement. But now there is a need to strike a balance between mentorship and their earning. Because if you say people should go for pupilage, or people should have that mentorship, people who have been trained from 100 level to university level to the law school, now being called to bar, there is so much expectation from them, from their families, for themselves. They themselves have a very big expectation from the legal profession. And another challenge is that the economy is affecting everybody, including the law firms, because it is when business is flourishing that professionals earn good fees. And in the last 2-3 years, we have seen several multinationals flying out of the country because of the rising cost of life, the serious bottleneck to carry on to businesses, the rising cost of electricity, and so many other reasons that they are giving so many other reasons that they give. And this causes capital flight. And when we have capital flight, investment flight, that means the poverty line is getting higher. The poverty line, the rate in the poverty line will make professionals not to be able to earn. And it is when they establish law firm earn that they are able to pay young lawyers accordingly. Now, that has always been a discussion within the legal profession, that striking the balance between mentorship, pupillage, and earning. So the fact still remains that the economy, the downturn in the economy is affecting all professionals, including the legal profession. And we must not forget, the legal profession we are talking about here, the judiciary we are talking about here, is a Nigerian judiciary, it's a Nigerian legal profession. So if Nigeria is not okay, no profession can be okay. That is just the fact. So there is so much expectation from this young lawyer, from the legal profession, so much expectation from the judiciary, and most time, let me say in quote, they become disappointed. That is why we have a lot of lawyers running away from the profession.
Well, thank you.
Not practicing.
Thank you very much, Mr. Femi.
3,000 lawyers come to bar, 2,005 come to bar, but on ground, we hardly see those numbers. Those numbers hardly
translate.
Concretize. Those numbers do not become. We don't see it on the ground. So there is
all right.
Flight. A lot of the younger ones don't have that patience again to go through that rigor.
Well, Mr. Femi, I must halt you here. I must halt you here. This is as much as we can accommodate on this discussion. I'm hoping that in the near future we'd have you back to continue to assess our quest towards strengthening Nigeria's justice delivery system and our institutions as well. We appreciate you for taking our time to join the discuss this morning.
It's not too clear for me, please.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Femi Dodo is the Provost, NBA Ikeja Branch, a legal luminary who has harped on Nigeria's legal future off the back of the recent call to bar ceremony. And he has begged on more senior lawyers in the institutions across Nigeria to play a role in grooming the new wigs, saying that the growing numbers does not necessarily translate into a strengthened justice system for Nigeria. Well, this is as much as time will accommodate for us to discuss this. The conversation is available for you to rewatch it on our YouTube channel. My name is Beto Bryan, thanking you for choosing to start your day on ADBN Television.